Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano and I'm back with more Star Wars Micro Machines. Today we're going to be looking at a new set that just came out. It's called Mandalorian Melee, and it is from Star Wars Rebels. The stuff I've been doing recently has been Rogue One, but alongside all the other Rogue One Micro Machines that have just come out, and believe me, I've got more, they just released a newer one with them called the Mandalorian Melee, and it's got some really cool stuff on it, so let's talk about it. Alright, first thing I like to do when I do these is I like to look at the outside of the box. Take a look at that. Look at the artwork. We've got a TIE bomber. We've got, is that the Ghost? That is the Ghost. I don't know what that is. I see an A-Wing. I see another kind of fighter. This looks cool. And there's a Star Destroyer in the background. And we can see kind of a close-up of the, actually, let's take a look at the back real quick. So we have the Ghost. We have Hera Syndulla's A-Wing. We have a Mandalorian fighter. We have the Interdictor, I'm not sure you say that, TIE Bomber, Hera Syndulla, and Fenn Rao. Now, Fenn Rao is a new-ish character to the whole Star Wars Rebels thing, so this is interesting. This is an interesting set. Alright, so let's take a look at the actual characters up close while they're still in the package. There's the A-Wing. Looks pretty good. It is Hera's A-Wing. There's Hera. I think Hera looks pretty good. Take a look at her. I mean, you don't get a lot of details in the face or anything, but I think she looks really good. And there's Fenn Rao, the Mandalorian. You can tell by his mask and his armor. That's cool. And there's his Mandalorian ship. There's our Interdictor, still don't know how to say that, TIE Bomber, and the Ghost. That is really cool looking. Alright, so I think it's time. I think it's time for the actual unboxing. You guys ready for this? You want to do this? Let's do it. Oh, here goes. Let's try for a clean open. If I can get a clean open, we can take a look at the packaging on here. Take a look at that. Look at that. That looks gorgeous. I think that looks really cool. Just the artwork on these. It's so awesome. And one thing I didn't mention before was that little app thing. It tells you to go to the back, and you can get the Star Wars Hasbro Studio Effects app where you can basically add little video effects to any of your videos. And if you have that app, every one of these Micro Machine sets actually comes with a QR code. It's right there. There's a QR code. So if that's something that you're interested in, pause the video, get out your app, scan that code, tell your friends that I basically put out the code for every one of these. If you look at my Death Star video, I put up the code there. The last Micro Machines video I did, I put up the code. Because I figure, you know what, if you're going to buy the toys, you're going to buy the toys. But if you're not going to buy the toys, you're never going to get that code. So, there you go. Just doing my service to spread the love there. So I got my two little figures out. I've got Hera, and I've got Mr. Fenn Rao. He looks pretty cool. Let's see if we can take out the A-Wing. There it is. The A-Wing looks good. I like it. Let's take out the Ghost. Ghost looks pretty good. We've got our little B-Wing. Not B-Wing, I'm sorry, our TIE Bomber. TIE Bomber. We've got the Interdictor. It's very smooth. It is a really, really smooth Micro Machine. And I've got the... Oh, it's gone forever. It's gone forever. See you later. Okay, I've got the Mandalorian ship here. And it just says it is a Mandalorian fighter. So that looks really similar to an A-Wing. But you can tell the A-Wing is a little bit thicker. Alright, well now that we've got these open, let's put it all together here and let's get some close-ups and see what these things look like. Alright, let's do it in order of the package. The package said the Ghost first. So let's take a look here. Here's the Ghost. There's a lot of cool details. You can see the double cockpit right there. That looks really good. Actually, I like how that looks quite a bit. There's, of course, the hole to place a peg on the bottom. Very nice. Ooh, what is that? Let's take a look at that a little closer. That's kind of a cool little detail with the paint. I like that. Anything on the other side? No, not really. But that is nice. That's a nice little touch. They added that. That's really cool. Alright, so next up on my list is Hera Syndulla's A-Wing. Or Hera Syndulla? Syndulla? I'm not sure how you say that. But take a look here. There is the A-Wing. I think it looks really good. That is really cool. A little bit of mishap on the paint in there. See if we look close. But it kind of gives it that weathered look, and I like that. That is actually really cool looking. Okay, that takes care of that. Next up, we've got the Mandalorian fighter. And this thing, like I said, it's very thin. Very, very thin. So let's compare that. Yeah, that looks very, very thin, especially compared to the thicker A-Wing. Side by side, let's look at them. You almost like lose the Mandalorian fighter altogether. So there it is. Like I said, huge difference in thickness, but still looks really cool. Okay, so next I've got the TIE Bomber. You can see there's some pretty good details on this thing. I always drop them. But take a look at that thing. It looks really neat. You can see a lot of those little neat sculpted things right there in the bottom. Looks cool. It's a little close-up look. Underneath, it looks like this. You can see that little hole. And just the TIE Bomber in general has a really cool look to it. Oh yeah. That's really awesome. Alright, so that leaves us with... Next up is... Oh, you know, I skipped the interdictor, the interditer. Again, a very thin. Look how thin that is. It is a real, like I said, it's very smooth. There is detail on it if you look close, but it's not like super textured. This is the underside, of course. You can see those circles are the shields, or shield generators. We've got a little docking bay with a tractor beam area right in there. That is pretty cool. That looks really cool. I like that nice gray strip down the center, all the way to the front. Very nice. Next up, we've got Hera Syndulla. See if we can get a good, clear look at the face. Not much detail on the face, but you can. I mean, I like it though. It looks good. It's got her orange pants, the brown armor up top. Kind of see her goggles there, and her little leku on the back of her head, and her boots. Okay, she looks really good. I actually think she's a really good Micro Machine sculpt. And lastly, we have Fenn Rao. Now this might be the only Fenn Rao figure made so far. Let's take a look here. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. That is crazy. You can see just a little, like, the tubes coming out of his little centerpiece on his chest. He's in a little shooting pose. They got the Mandalorian mask. If you're not familiar with Mandalorian, it's the kind of armor that Boba Fett wears, if you're familiar with Boba Fett. But there's a whole group of people, Mandalorians. If you watch Star Wars Rebels, you know who Mandalorians are. You also know that Sabine wears Mandalorian armor, because she is a Mandalorian. But look at that. That looks really good. I like these. I think these are really cool. Sometimes the only problem I have with these things is the scale. Like, really, the Ghost is not that big compared to a Star Destroyer. And same with the A-Wing. A-Wing's not going to be as big as the Ghost, so on and so forth. So sometimes when it comes to these bigger ships, it is a little bit like, you know, it's harder to play with them, because this, in theory, would be like as big as this room, and these ships would be this small. So you can't really, like, it's not all to scale when it goes from action figures to starships to big capital class starships. They have to keep it in a small package. So that's the only downside I really see to any of these Micro Machine sets. Otherwise, I really like them. I really think these are cool, and I'm glad to see that they're representing Rebels. So there you go. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any idea as to what I'm watching back there, leave it down in the comments below. And if you know which specific episode, bonus points to you. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars Micro Machines, lightsaber videos, Disney artwork, family vlogs, all kinds of stuff that we like doing here. We'd love to have you be a part of the Dano Channel family. And if you're not new around here, do me a favor, share this video, give it a thumbs up, and you know, until next time, may the Force have with you. Goodbye forever.